Hello, everybody, and welcome to this new episode of Against the Ropes. Yuli, the Monster Diaz, Claudia Trejos, and guess what? Summer's in the air right here in Florida because my friend here decided to just... he's toasty, but this is not pro tan. This is like real tan. But, dude, you got to show him your calves. Some cow calves right there. And look, full of sand.
Yeah, today was take your kid to work day. And
what did you do?
Well, I don't have a 9 to 5, so my son gets to, have a day out with his dad and his mom and, his cousin, and we went to the beach and had a great time with their friends. So.
Why didn't you call me? I could be your kid, too.
Oh, man. Listen, we put this together all on a time crunch. Me and Claudia have been traveling so much for work.
Yes.
It's a blessing, but we've just been busy, so we're, here to bring you this show today.
Where were you?
I'm going to Poland.
You're going to Poland.
I'm going to Poland. Where'd I come back from? I was in Las Vegas.
Exactly. You were there for WWE.
Right.
I saw, dude, you were like all over the place. You were about to like throw punches with this older gentleman.
Okay,
I'm like, what?
No, that was actually great. The guy's name is The Greatest Entertainer on Instagram. And what he does is he goes by in these conventions and he just like bumps into like bodybuilders and fighters and bigger guys.
Yeah, buddy.
So they were. Well, it's funny. I had left, right, and I guess they were plotting this, and then my wife calls me. He's like, "Hey, come back over here to where I'm at." All right, cool. Come back. My friend, which he manages my girl for like signings and stuff. He goes, "Oh, you know who this guy is?" I go, "No, I have no idea who this guy is." So they show me a video of him bumping into me. Like, "Oh, I do know who he is. I've seen it on Instagram. It's gone
He's the
viral."
bumper.
Right, exactly. He's like, "Oh, we want to do it with you. We want to do a skit with you. Do you mind?" I go, "No, I don't mind." He goes, "Oh, we're gonna do it without asking you." I go, I probably wouldn't put my. I wouldn't put. Yeah, that's what they said. It's like I don't think so. I think we should tell them. But we did a great skit and it's got 3.6 million views already.
But spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Ashley, my queen, was the one that actually took care of business because my friend here was just like, huh?
Yeah. He bumped me. I took off my glasses. I was like, what the hell's going on? And my girl hit him with the nut check and got him. We got 3.6 million views on that thing. So, I mean, hey, it worked out. It went viral.
There you go. Let's hope we can put this here so we can go viral. How about that?
That's right. Let's make it happen.
And, well, neither of us got a chance to go to Cardiff, but the action for BKB 40 was amazing.
It was.
Amazing. The main event was obviously the reason why it was a main event.
Right.
It was a battle.
That's right.
So let's go over it real quick because I know Liam Reese took the best part of Martin Raffel, and I thought Raffel was going to be able to pull it off, but he fell short, man.
I've seen Raffel fight before, a very tough guy. And listen, this fight went the distance. Reese won by KO in the 6th round.
Exactly.
In the championship round, he won. He pulled out more of a dog, I guess, than Raffel did at the time, but. What a war. It was an amazing fight, and hats off to Liam Reese holding the belt.
Absolutely. The co-main event did not, I think it actually established the rhythm for the main event.
Absolutely.
Because Don Podmore, you know him very well.
Very well.
And I love Emil Markic, again from Croatia.
Yes,
literally a rough and tough guy. And this fight did go the distance. And Podmore, the veteran, took the best part of it.
He won by unanimous decision. What a war, too. And both these guys left looking like they've been in 10 bare knuckle fights after 5 rounds.
Well, it is bare knuckle for a reason. But I love what you said. It was Ski. He was outdogged.
Yeah.
Because literally, these were two dogs going at it.
When it comes to bare knuckle and when it comes to the later rounds, if you're not finished by the front, by the beginning of the fight, when it comes to these later rounds, it's who has the bigger dog in them. Because by that point, you're both cut open. You're both bleeding all over the mat. So definitely that's when you see whose dog comes out the most.
And whose bark was even louder,
That's
and
right.
whose bite was actually doing the damage.
That's right.
What about Tyler Goodjohn? We talked about him before we went into this fight against Joe Smith. And again, very seldom, and we've seen this, very seldom do we see the vets going the distance.
That's right.
So it's amazing, the stamina, the condition, the grit, the balls for another guy to just go all the way down.
Listen, Tyler Goodjohn is my guy. It's the bare knuckle Viking. We fought together in another promotion. I tried to get him over here before. I'm glad he's here now. He finally got to get back in the ring, and he's known for going the distance as well. He always has bloody, long drawn out fights, and this didn't disappoint, man. He brought it out. Again, he outdogged his opponent, and got the win.
You know what's amazing? The fact that he adjusted so well to the Trigon.
That's right.
Because I kid you not, a lot of people think that, well, it's just the surface. No, no, no. Once you get caught in those corners, it's not like a ring, it's not like the cage, it's not like the circle. Either you beat the crap out of the person in front of you, or you have to eat a couple of punches before you can move. Or use your laterals. You can't use the laterals.
Listen, the Trigon is known to be the smallest combat surface in combat sports. It's you, your opponent, and the referee in there, so it gets a lot tighter than people think. And once you get caught in those corners, good luck.
Again, so whenever anybody says, well, just use the laterals, I go, dale, tú dale. Let's see how well it works for you.
Right.
And on the undercard, we had Daniel Lurwell against Danny Worsfold. Lurwell, first round
That's our
knockout.
guy. Yeah, man, I love to see it, man. You know, Lurwell deserves it. Great guy, always comes to fight, always brings it. And he needed this win, and he got it.
There you go.
Quick and easy.
Is it ever easy?
It's never easy. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm glad you said that because I just saw yesterday on Instagram, his jaw was broken in the first round. They traded some punches. There's actually a picture of when his jaw's being broken. He put a picture of the x-ray. He kept fighting and won with a broken jaw. So hats off to Lurwell, man. He's a monster.
That's why I insist.
And that's coming from the monster.
Yes. I don't care how short the fight is. A fight is a fight is a fight.
That's it.
And sometimes, again, I've seen winners that look worse than the losers.
That's it, yeah.
So it's amazing. I'm so proud of every single guy and lady that walks into any fighting surface.
Absolutely.
And with that being said, we're going to go back to Jacksonville.
That's it. I can't wait. May 31st, BKB back in Jacksonville.
Yes, in the Jax area. And guess what? One of our, I'd say, consentidos.
Yeah.
Gustavo Trujillo, the heavyweight champ.
That's it.
He's going to get back into the Trigon, and he's going to be fighting Kamil Sokolowski. Kamil's a big guy. Very big guy.
Kamil's a big guy. I have not seen him fight. I don't know any background on Sokolowski. I would like to do some research on him. But I just know Gustavo Trujillo for sure. We fought on the same card many times. I've seen him fight many times. I've commentated. I've been by your side for his fights. And man, listen, don't blink. They don't last. They don't get out of the first round.
Not for these.
Whenever you see this guy throw a punch, very few don't land. And when they land, they're crucial.
Yes, he's so precise. And another thing that people don't see sometimes, they call it no action. But what a fighter is usually doing, especially Gustavo, is being precise, getting the timing of his opponent, and trying to create spaces to be that precise and that lethal. You know, sometimes those fighters that don't talk much, because Gustavo really doesn't talk much, he doesn't really get into the trash talking, but when he does, he's lethal too. But he's the type of guy that he's going to, easy and precise. No rush.
He's a very confident fighter, and very confident fighter, and that confidence shows in the ring. He's there. He's cool, calm, collected. He does his job, sticks to his game plan. Hardly ever gets caught, if ever. And
his
then when
face is clean.
When he catches people, it's over. And his hands are like bricks.
Yes.
You shake his hand, you can feel it.
Yes, like you. And his calves, his hands, everything about it. If I get a chance, and we can, I promise you guys, if I can, I'll send you guys a picture of my Yuli the Monster Diaz in his skivvies at the beach. You will.
No, you know what? We're going to tell the production team to put that picture in right now as we're talking.
Hilarious.
You got to see this.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
That gives...
Miami Beach is another planet, I'll tell you guys.
Only in Miami Beach, and this is the product that comes out of Miami Beach. Jean-Pierre Ramirez.
That's right.
He's going to be facing Brandon Burr, again, another veteran. But Jean-Pierre has taken BKB on a whirlwind. Talk about hurricane. Young, pretty. I love his braids. I love how lively he walks into the ring, the Trigon in this case, but he owns it.
He owns it, and hats off to Jean-Pierre. I spent a day with him. We filmed something called Making a Monster, and he works from 7 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning, goes straight to the gym, works out, then sleeps the rest of the day to be able to go back to work and start this all over. So, it's crucial behind-the-scene things that people do that other people, like the fans don't get to see. There's a lot being put into this. Hats off to him, man, for sticking to it and doing this hard work to get to where he wants to be. He's a young guy, but Brandon Burr is no joke.
Yes.
That guy is as tough as they come. He moves forward. He can get hit and keep coming. He gets dropped, keeps getting up. This guy's a zombie. He can fight. Tough guy. Jean-Pierre's got a good fight in front of him.
This is a great test. And I'm going to
Great
say it's one of the most important assets, and it's an intangible. The way that he's so young and yet so calm and poised, even when he's being like attacked, put pressure on. The fights that we've seen of Jean-Pierre, he's above and beyond his age, his experience. So where does he get that from? I guess the structure that he puts in.
Well, he's got a great coach. He's got Jorge Rubio in his corner.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he trains with the best. He's got a great background already. He comes from MMA as well, so he's got a lot of background when it comes to fighting. One thing about him is, to me, the key to win this fight would be to use his boxing. Stay on his toes, stay away.
Strike.
Don't get into this back and forth with Brandenburg. He likes to come forward. Yeah, strike, keep your distance, and I think that's what his key to win the fight.
And that he does very well. And then again, let's talk about Jorge Rubio, one of the stellar trainers
Absolutely.
of Cuban descent, and he's worked with the best of the best.
right.
Among them, Amir Khan, who had beautiful boxing while he was active. So I know for a fact that if he stays behind a nice stiff stick, he's got it. But Brandenburg, like you said, no joke. And DJ Linderman is back, Jorge Vargalo, but this is one of my favorite guys, Mighty Mouse, Brandon DeRozier. I can't say his name. DeRozier.
Yeah, DeRozier.
There you go. Mighty Mouse. Oh my God, I've missed him so much. Because he's a tiny little thing, but he is like nasty.
Nah, he's a tiny little stick of dynamite. It's great to see him all the time. He comes to the weigh-ins with his little parrot. He's always got something going on.
And he's so cute.
Yeah, he can fight as well. Not sure who his opponent is as of yet, but that's the way it goes in a fight game. Things switch up all the time, so we're looking forward to see him fight that
I
night.
love to see him back. Good to see him back. But again, one of the things that I love is when that second generation, rises to the occasion.
I think he's actually a Jacksonville guy too.
Yes, he is. I believe he's from the area.
Right.
So, and this is a guy that swims and runs and had a job, a regular job. I think the BKB opportunity allowed him to walk away from his regular job. But the fact that he would go run in jeans.
Oh, shit.
Jeans.
Yeah, you gotta want it.
Yeah, and he does. But you know who else wants it? And I know you know him very well. Robert Duran Jr.
Hey, Gorilla, that's my guy, my training partner, that's my guy, and he's, going up against Rolando Dai. Again, I don't know too much about Rolando Dai's background. I know he comes from a fighting family, as well as Robert Duran does, so it's awesome to see two kind of legacies meeting together in the Trigon. I just know for sure Robert Duran's hungry. He's coming with everything he has, and he's looking to get that belt, like you said.
And we talked about cementing that legacy because it cannot be easy to carry that last name.
That's right.
I had the opportunity to speak to Leila Ali a couple of weeks ago, and she said, 90% of the battles were already won because I was already an Ali. But people forgot that I backed up my last name with hard work and dedication.
Right.
And the woman boxed beautifully. And this is the same case. I mean, Duran, obviously, we all know Manos de Piedra.
Yeah.
And he had that. It was a chip on his shoulder, but he's carved his own name right here in bare knuckle.
He's carved his own name in bare knuckle. Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. His dad did it, left a legacy. He's a forever legend when it comes to boxing. He took his skills, turned it over to bare knuckle, and now he's leaving a legacy of his own, for his kids and his family and everybody that comes behind him. So it's going to be a great fight. I look forward to it.
And guess what? I'm going to drop this right now. We are going for the first time to Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right. Yeehaw.
Oh, yes.
Let's
Are we
go.
going to get a chance to go to the Grand Ole Prix?
I'm going to try. I'm going to get there a few days before and try to do, the
hate
little
you.
Nashville tour.
Yes.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
I-
Nashville is actually June 21st, BKB in Nashville. Hope to see you guys
Yes, it's our first time there, so
right.
let's get ready. We have an amazing card. The ladies are going to be center stage, so I'm looking forward to that. And with that being said, guess what? You just mentioned we were traveling, so I was in Riyadh.
That's right.
And we did the inaugural WBC Grand Prix. We had 16 fights in 4 different divisions. We had featherweight, we had super light, then we had middleweights and heavyweights.
Wow.
And let me tell you, there's so much talent out there that every single division gave us the best boxing skills. And I'm looking forward to whatever stars come out of that, because those are going to go through 4 different phases. First one is done, but then they're going to be able to be ranked in the WBC rankings, and not only that, but vie for a title in the near future.
That's awesome. That's what Saudi Arabia is doing with boxing now, right? They're making their own kind of titles and sanctions and everything to run their own thing. Is that what they're doing over there?
Well, in this case, it's the WBC.
Okay.
But they're working. What Riyadh is really doing, Riyadh season, is opening the books to up-and-coming talent. We don't have that anymore. Remember back in the day when we had PAL system in the amateur levels, and then we had like Open TV where we got a chance to see all the guys that were,
The upcoming guys.
ironing, sharpening iron, and then now it's coming back
That's awesome.
through the zone. So watch the zone. We're gonna be back there in June again.
Look forward to it. I leave Saturday to Poland for 2 weeks. I'll be, helping out with some seminars over there. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing that. I'll talk about it and touch more on it once I get back, because I know I can't really say certain things about it, but I'll be in Poland, training as well, not missing a beat. And June 14, I'll be back in Dirty Boxing. I'm facing Ryan Ford. He's out of Canada. Well-known vet. I think he fought for Bellator. He's got a lot of boxing behind him. So you guys I'm looking forward to that.
Personal question: do you really care who you're gonna fight?
I don't.
I figured that.
Yeah, I never pick or choose. Whoever they put in front of me, let's make it happen.
Really?
Yes.
So do you actually like switch your fight plan, or you have just a set way of figuring out the opponent after the first round?
I have a set way to figure out the opponent, and once I get in there is when you really, because you can have a game plan, but it could go all out the window when you start the fight. So, once I get in there, we'll feel it out and see what happens. I was supposed to be fighting a UFC vet, and from what I hear, I don't know if he pulled out or got hurt or something, but now they switched it over to Ryan Ford, which is a Bellator vet. So I'm looking forward to it. It's a big strap to put on my belt.
But welcome to boxing. I mean, you never know who you're gonna face, and the truth of the matter is, that's how boxing is all about.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, one of the things that I liked the most about this Grand Prix was that they're unknown fighters.
Yeah.
So they really had no idea who they were going to face.
That's right.
So they weighed in the same day. And we had an alternate. You're going to love this story before I let you guys go. An alternate that came all the way from Finland through England, got a call on Tuesday to replace the opponent that couldn't make it, showed up on Thursday and fought on Saturday.
Wow.
Had no idea who he was facing, and ended up with his hand raised.
That's fighting.
Yeah, that's
it's got to be wherever, whenever, with whoever, at whatever time, anytime, everywhere, any place.
And that's exactly what we do, and that's why we talk about it.
Exactly.
So we see each other second week of May.
Second week of May, we'll be back. This will be dropping soon, so you guys will get to see this. We appreciate you guys. Remember, May 31st, Jacksonville, Florida, BKB. June 21st, we're in Nashville. There's me, the monster, Claudia, Against the Ropes. We appreciate you guys.
Till next time.
That's right.